Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of the Fire Emblem 7 Hector mode playthrough. We are getting ready for a chapter we have not covered yet. We are doing the Linus version of Four Fanged Offense. So because of that, we will be seeing this chapter in full. And due to the nature of this chapter, with how big it is and how long it is, this is actually going to take multiple videos too. So this is going to be about two 20-minute videos that we're going to have here, just because I don't want to do 40-minute videos. Just do not want to have videos of that length for a project like this. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Going to be doing half the chapter today, half the chapter on the next upload day for this project, and then we'll get through that. There are some other things that happen in this chapter where I did cut some footage, but I'll talk about that when it's relevant. And as far as anything else, we're going to start off by seeing all of the unique dialogue that will happen in this chapter. Because for the most part, despite it being a new map, the story itself kind of goes down the same way, in the same path. But there are some slight differences, also some differences because it's Hector mode as well. But due to the fact that we do have a new enemy unit, obviously there have to be some differences. It's not going to be the same exact dialogue, but still, you know, just to kind of show off those differences, I'll show that first, and then we'll jump right into the map and get things going. And I'll talk about all the other stuff later. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Hey Lynn, will you stop? We're leaving Elliewood behind. So, we don't want to be in the way, do we? Huh? In the way? Teehee. Don't mean to tell me you don't see it. Anyway, it's more important that we start gathering information. I guess we go our separate ways here, then. I'm going this way. Hector! Yeah? Be careful. You too. Can it really be them? I thought they were in Nevada. What does it matter where they've been? We found them, so let's take care of them. I guess you're right. Yet the timing's not right. Attacking them while they're in town is against our creed. Shall we tell Father and await his orders? Linus, I'll go and tell Father. You stay here and watch them. Why don't you and I finish them now? We can't. You have to be patient. All you need to do is watch while they go. Understand? Uh-huh. Even so, I can't ignore game when it's nibbling on my line. Hey, Igor. What is it, Linus? We're going hunting. We'll taunt them and pull them into the center of town. Hold on a minute. You're not going to ignore Lloyd's orders, are you? He doesn't want the villagers harmed. That's what he said, right? So we make sure they're not. I understand, but... Come on, Igor. You want to show my brother we can do this, right? I'm counting on you. Urgh. You just never, ever listen to anyone. You are Elliewood? Who? Ah, you're Black Fang? That's right. You have the honor of dying at the hands of the Four Fangs. Our commander is Linus, the Mad Dog. Elliewood, is that the enemy? Yes, let's meet his challenge. Come. You'll get your throats ripped out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this battle started. Honestly, in my opinion, of the two Four Fanged Offense chapters, I actually like this chapter a bit more. First of all, because this is a different chapter, you actually get a different unit in Four Fanged Offense. If you get the Lloyd version, you can, recruit Wallace. But if you get this version, you actually recruit this other character named Geitz. Now, in order to recruit Geitz, you need to bring one specific unit. One very specific unit, and you'll definitely see him when you get back to my party here. It'll be incredibly obvious because he'll look incredibly out of place. It's our good friend Dart. That's right, we have to bring Dart the pirate with us. So, yeah, gonna bring him. Gonna need him to recruit Geitz, rather. You just have to talk to him with Dart, and you'll get him easily. He will attack Dart, though, so if you move Dart over there, hoping to just kind of like, okay, well, I'll just talk to him, all hunky-dory, Geitz will attack you if he does see you there, so just be careful of that. Definitely probably want to send a unit that has high defenses over there. just in case, just in case. And that's pretty much how you recruit guides. We'll definitely see that a bit later. But yeah, for the most part, I do like this Four Fanged Offense a lot better. I kind of like the aesthetic of like the giant pond and just kind of how we have the actual village here. In Lloyd's version, we were just kind of like in this like really foggy, like middle of nowhere almost. It was still a town, but it still just looked like it was in the middle of nowhere. And I always thought that was very, very weird. But I guess if I have to explain differences between the two Four Fanged Offense chapters, which I'll probably do right now, while we're just kind of, you know, picking off units, doing the very basic Fire Emblem strategies here. As far as this chapter is concerned, honestly, I don't really think there's a whole lot different between Eliwood version and Hector version. I think in Eliwood mode, there's more like sword units kind of on the mainland, while in Hector mode, there's more flying units and pirates. I think that's the main difference between the two. But yeah, for the most part, it still pretty much plays out the same. Pretty much Linus is in the same location too, so you really don't have to worry about that. Also, I feel like there's more like ballistas, like island ballistas with archers in Eliwood mode, which doesn't seem to be a thing here in Hector mode. There are some ballistas, but they're all like on our side, so if anything, they kind of gave us an advantage because of all those frickin' flying units we have to deal with. Maybe that's why, because they didn't want us to have to deal with all that crap or something. But as far as the Lloyd version, which is the version we did see in Eliwood mode, again, it's not very different in Hector mode, but there's one very key difference that honestly makes me try to avoid that chapter at all costs. Lloyd is actually in the middle of the map on Hector mode. And more than that, if you are in his range, he will attack you. And that's very, very scary because Lloyd is dangerous. Of the two Reed brothers, Lloyd is the scarier one because he's a sword master. He has a ridiculously high crit rate, ridiculously high speed rating. You never want to be in, like, you know, face-to-face combat with him. And I think he also has a light brand in Hector's mode, which it gives him some range too. Given the light brand is not dangerous, but still, it's not really a weapon you want to be on the receiving end of either. And yeah, pretty much the same conversation you see in Eliwood mode here, so I'm going to go ahead and just skip through this. It's Nino and Jafar, the two Black Fang generals that will at some point be on our side. But that's going to be a couple of videos from now. Because I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. With this chapter and the other variation chapter, plus another Hector mode exclusive chapter we have coming up, we're going to have like a lot of very big videos at once. Like we have this chapter, in between this chapter and the Hector exclusive chapter is just one chapter. And that's the Vida as an enemy unit chapter. After that, we get a Hector exclusive, and after that, we're, oh wait, no, hold on. The Hector mode exclusive chapter is after this one. Then, after that one, we have the Vida as an enemy unit, and then we have Pale Flower of Darkness, which is the other variation chapter. So, yeah, we have a lot of multiple big chapters coming up that we haven't seen yet. So we'll be definitely showcasing those as we're going through that. I look forward to it, though. I look forward to it. This is honestly the part of the game I do really enjoy, especially in Hector mode, because it's so, you know, it's so unique. Because there's a lot of like new chapters here, a lot of very big chapters that are fun to tackle. So, you know, this is a very exciting part of the game for me. And the best part is, pretty much all of my units are promoted except my lords. My lords are the only units that aren't promoted right now. Now there is one more unit I am planning to get, and I'll talk about that unit later. It's not Nino, although Nino is still something I'm kind of considering, but there is something on the horizon, but, you know, I don't want to spoil it. It might be more fun, just because, you know, it's nothing I've really talked about yet, so, yeah, I'll wait till the time is right. But yeah, so because of the nature of this being a variation chapter, you cannot get Geitz or Wallace in the same playthrough. You either have to get one or the other, which is kind of lame, but at the same time, like, I get it, I guess, because it is a different location. Like I'm pretty sure this is, like, not the same area as the other Four Fanged Offense chapter. Because, again, like, this is like a village, and the other one isn't a village. It's interesting how the Lord's level-ups actually affect that. So yeah, I guess I'll reiterate that again really quick. As far as getting this chapter, in order to get this, the combined levels of Eliwood, Lyn, and Hector must be above 50. So you could have one of the Lords at level 20, and the other two at 15. You could have, wait, would all 16, no, all at level 17 would work. You could have, like, 2 level 17s and a 16. Basically, any combination that equals 50 or higher, you'll get this chapter. Any lower than that, you'll get the Lloyd version, which, again, like I said before, I think I like this chapter a lot more. The Lloyd version just is very small. There's not a lot of enemy units. There's a lot more reinforcements here, I think. I think that's the reason why, because you've kind of leveled up your lords enough. It's like, well, you have all these other units. You may as well pay attention to them for a little while. I guess that kind of makes sense. I can approve that. I can approve of that. Also, Big Heath doing work right here. He's getting surrounded, but again, the one good thing about Heath, and, like, you know, I've kind of trashed him in some of the past videos. Like, he's not great. Like, he's no Cormag, for sure. I think Cormag has a lot more strength, but, Heath does have a lot of defense. Heath is a very defensive flying unit. And when I say defense, I mean physical defense. Resistance, whatever. But, like, as far as a tank, Heath is actually pretty solid at taking physical hits. It's just, again, I wish he was a little faster, I wish he was a little stronger, and, oh right, the conversation here. So yeah, apparently Dart knows Geitz from the past. They've communicated a few times. Dart knows a little about Geitz and his line of work. Honestly, I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly what was going on with Geitz. It's hard to really focus on him because, you know, in general, you only get him in like half of your playthroughs. Just due to the nature of him. But he is a warrior. He is a warrior, so he has axes, he has bows. If you need something of that on your team, he is someone you can kind of just put in the team, and he works just fine if you do put him in. But obviously I'm going to focus on Barter. As far as Dart, I did kind of want to talk about that a little bit. I've definitely felt a bit inspired, especially after, like, I've been talking about the Rebecca and Dart support conversations. And also just from other people who, like, wanted to, you know, see the conversations. I will be bringing Dart along in some chapters as a temporary unit. And when I say temporary unit, I mean I'll bring him when I'm going to be doing supporting in certain chapters. Just so I can kind of, you know, get that dialogue. And, you know, also just to kind of have an extra number, I guess. So I'll kind of level him up a little bit. I'm not going to be leveling up off of any enemy units in this chapter. But I might actually take him to the arena just to get him some level up so he's not, like, completely defenseless later on. He's not going to be, like, a permanent member of my party or anything. Again, he's going to be just there for support purposes. And I'll kind of talk about that next time when I get into, like, the arena stuff. But, yeah. I will be kind of bringing Dart along. Just because I do kind of want that support conversation. I feel like I've mentioned that before, but, still, just felt nice to get him some experience just because he will be kind of fulfilling that small time role. But yeah, as far as Geitz, like, I'm pretty much benching Geitz after this chapter. He's not bad. He's pretty much like all the promoted units in this game. You get better if you raise the units that will become those types of units, but if you don't have any of them, you can put them in the party and they'll be a fine replacement. But still, I think the other units, the non-promoted units, will ultimately end up better for the most part. In fact, I'd say that, like, of all the units in this game, like, the one unit that doesn't, or the one pre-promote that kind of outshines, like, another unit of its class is probably Pent. Pent is probably better than Urk overall. Urk is still good. Like, my Urk in the last playthrough turned out fine. So Urk was just fine as a unit, but I think overall Pent generally turns out better. And it's also just more reasonable to use him because he does come with the C rank and staves already. And you don't have to raise his magic up that much either because he's already an A in anima regardless. But yeah, Pent is actually really good. All the other units, there's usually at least one, if not two, or all the unpromoted units that will bypass the other ones. Like, I'd say Rebecca and Will outshine Louise easily. Sane, Lowen, and Kent outshine Marcus and Isadora. I'm pretty sure Heath outshines Vida. The only problem with Heath is that, again, he just comes at a very low level. It's hard to say for the assassins. I think Jafar is probably technically a bit better than Matthew and Legault. Just a bit. But he's kind of more trained for fighting anyway. So that's not really a huge indicator. Oswin, clearly better than Wallace. Dorcas and Barter, I'd say both of them are honestly better than Geitz. Lucius, better than Renault. Sarah, better than Renault, for sure. You only get one Troubadour, so Priscilla can't really compare. Trying to think of all the other ones. Guy... Maybe Guy and Corel. Maybe Corel might be slightly better, but it's hard to say. You get Guy for such a long period of time, it's like, may as well just use him. There's another one I kind of want to talk about, but I won't do that to not, just in the efforts of not spoiling anything. I'm trying to think if that was everything. Dart versus Hawkeye. That's a hard one. I'd say probably Dart's ultimately better, but kind of a toss-up, I guess. And there's no promoted Peg Knights, so can't really compare those either. So yeah, that's my basic analysis on all of the pre-promotes versus their lowered units. Okay, so here's the Earth Seal. Not really going to use it because all my units are promoted, so why would I? No reason to do that. You know, there is actually something I want to talk about. I don't know if I'll get it in this video, though, or if it's going to be the next video. Oh, okay. It's whenever I get to that red village up there. Oh, actually, I can't really talk about that, because, again, it's kind of a spoiler again that we haven't seen yet. Oh, well, I'll kind of allude to it a little bit. Illusions are key to success. I also decided to not really buy that much here. There is a reason, and again, I'll go into that reason a bit more in the next video. It's part of the reason why I'm doing, like, arena abuse next video. The arena video will be, or the arena stuff will be cut short. Like, I'm not gonna, like, I'm not really even gonna showcase it, honestly. Just because it's a lot of very time-consuming stuff, but, I will definitely be covering that to a small extent. Of why I need to have a lot of money moving forward. I want to say this is going to be the last enemy turn before we end it, so I'm going to start wrapping it up. Definitely thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure. We'll finish up this chapter next time. I'm going to be talking about some key things coming up, and yeah. Hope you guys enjoy. See you guys next time. Later, folks.